Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Tomotsu here. Today, for the daily thoughts, I wanted to share an insight that I had with you. And that insight is the more complex an idea gets, the more metaphorical we need to become in order to share that idea with someone else. All right. And so let's go ahead and get into it. And let's start by defining metaphor. All right. So looking at the dictionary, metaphor comes from the Greek word metaphirin, okay, which means to transfer. All right. So let's go ahead and go then into the current definition, which is, I'm reading off the dictionary, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action which is not literally applicable. All right. Another definition is a thing regarded as representative or symbolic of something else, especially something abstract. All right. So this point is very important, especially something abstract. So again, when an idea becomes more complex, usually it becomes more abstract. Because of that, metaphorical explanations are the best way to convey at least the basic fundamental ideas to the person listening to your message. And this goes for scientific principles, or even in relationships, maybe even talking about currency, you need metaphor, technology, psychology. So that's something that we want to keep in mind. And through the metaphorical explanation, it gives the listener, or the person you're trying to explain to, more flexibility in receiving the message. And when I say flexibility, what I mean by that is flexibility and an ease of understanding. So if we can explain abstract principles in a more metaphorical way, then we're able to give the listener more opportunity and flexibility to understand than if not, right? So if you become extremely technical, using technical jargon to explain what you want to convey, the person might not understand it. But if it was a metaphor, explained in a metaphorical sense, then again, it gives flexibility and more opportunity for the listener of the message to understand what you're talking about. And not only that, it also gives more flexibility, if the listener so chooses, the ability to use that idea more in their own life. So if the listener of this message has the ability to transmute the metaphor into life understanding, they may be able to use that in different aspects of their life, in their daily life. And so let me define transmute. So transmute comes from Latin, trans and mutare. So across, to change. All right. And so what transmute means, or is defined in current times, is to change in form, nature, or substance. Okay. Another one we have is subject to alchemical transmutation. All right. So usually alchemy means the transmutation of things like lead into gold, in a physical sense, but also in a more abstract sense. It's taking something that, for example, maybe it's a bad situation for you, but taking that situation and transmuting it into gold. What does that mean? So let's say, for example, people who have gotten into car accidents, horrible situation, and let's say they got hurt, but through that, they were able to transmute that experience into a learning or a spiritual insight, or maybe they got the push they needed in order to succeed in life. So being able to transmute a bad situation into gold or a better situation. All right. So that's what transmute is. And again, when you are going back to the complex idea and using metaphor to explain it, this is also a skill that you need to cultivate. And so for people who have that skill cultivated, when they hear things that are abstract or metaphorical, it is easier for them to transmute that into useful nuggets of gold in real life, in daily life, that you can actually take action on. So I've had people who have a hard time understanding metaphorical explanations. It's because it's the skill that needs to be developed. And also, another point that I want to make about transmutation is to change that metaphor into a framework, a mental framework, and also a filter for positive use. All right. So again, the more complex an idea gets, the more metaphorical we need to become in order to share that idea, the complex idea or abstract idea, with other people, so that we can communicate our ideas in a much better way. All right. So I hope this daily thought, or daily insight in this case, helps you. As usual, sending you good vibes. Have a great day. See you soon.